Hey VC, how's it going? Decided to make a pretty quick video just to show some of the stuff I've been listening to lately and some album recommendations. So, I got a pretty big stack here, I guess, medium stack, and it's a bunch of albums that I'd like to recommend to people that maybe these are albums that most people haven't heard of. It's not going to be like me showing you Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath and saying you need to get this. It's going to be stuff that maybe you have never seen before or have seen before and would don't know what it sounds like. So, the first I have quite a few albums from this band and I'm going to go through all of them because I cannot recommend this band enough. I've recommended this band to my drummer and for my own band, and he loves the band just as much as I do. And so the band's name is Cave In. And this is their second album. It's called Jupiter. The CD is a different cover. It's green. And this is the reason I like this band so much is because they're just so experimental. Every album is different. It's completely different. Four same guys on all the albums, and every album sounds like a different band almost. Now this album is a space rock album. Lots of delay and kind of filters and phasers, all kinds of stuff like that. Longer, some of the songs are longer. Just all around great compositions on this album. Every song is just amazing. So there's their first album. Their second album. I'll get to their first album. That one's space rock. Next one is actually an EP. It's called Tides of Tomorrow. And this is more along the lines of moving out of the space rock into mainstream rock, I guess. And 6 songs, just great stuff. This is one of my all-time favorite bands right here. So there's that one, Tides of Tomorrow. And their third album, this one is what got them a little bit of success. They switched from Hydra Head Records to RCA Records. And then they released this album, Antenna. The vinyl is actually still on Hydra Head, so the CD is not. So it's a double vinyl, and it's more mainstream than any of the other albums. And it's very nice packaging. They have their own sleeves for each record, real hard cardboard, and they actually toured with the Foo Fighters, opened up for the Foo Fighters on this album. So if you like the Foo Fighters, you might like this. So there's that. And this is the album. Actually, Tides of Tomorrow was the album how I got into them. I actually found it for $1 at a store, and I thought it looked cool, so I bought it. Turned out to be one of my favorite bands of all time. And this is a must-have if you like that kind of stuff. All right, and this is their first album. This album is a lot different than the others. This is hardcore. So if you like the hardcore, screaming, no singing, real fast guitars, this is what you want right here. Excellent. And this is the Record Store Day version. There is an original copy of this, and it's a lot more expensive. And there's the vinyl. It's a double album as well. Very good stuff. And personally, my favorite album that they've released is their latest album, White Silence, and this is it. This is one of the vinyls that have had the most playing of any of my albums in my collection. I love this album. It's a lot more experimental. It's just, you don't know what to expect, what's coming up next. So, excellent. And then it's got its own sleeve. There's the sleeve. It's real thick cardboard. on this one. So once again, I recommend Cave In. Excellent, excellent, excellent band. Alright, next, it's not really discographies on these, it's just some albums I've been listening to lately, and I definitely recommend them. A lot of these are pretty tricky to find, but if you ever see them, definitely pick them up. This first one is UFO, and this is the space rock UFO. This isn't the metal UFO. This is the very early UFO. And this is a German import, and it's basically a compilation of their first 3 albums, which are all the space rock albums, with their guitarist Mick Bolton. And there they are. Excellent gatefold. And this is good stuff right here. I like this stuff better than the metal stuff. So if you like that kind of stuff, space rock, definitely get this. Or get one of the early UFO stuff. Next one, this is a kind of tough album to find, but excellent, excellent. It's Jade Warrior, Last Autumn's Dream. And man, this has got some heavy stuff in it and some really quiet stuff in it. Excellent. And it's got a lot of Asian influence in it, as you can tell. But when it's heavy, it's heavy. When it's soft, it's pretty calming, like you're sitting by a river or something. This one I got very recently, and I've been in love with this album. You've probably actually heard this album. It's T-Rex, Electric Warrior, and never been much of a glam rock person at all, but I picked this album up and I absolutely fell in love with this album, so might be opening some doors with this album. Next, this is a Record Store Day reissue. This is Dust's self-titled and second album, Heart Attack. This is excellent. This is hard rock, early metal, excellent. If you like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, other bands like that, this is what you want to get right here. If you find originals, definitely pick them up. These are very hard to find original, and if you can't find them, I would recommend this double LP set. Especially the first album. The first album is great. And sticking with that hard rock early metal, this is the next album. This is Budgie. Budgie is my second favorite band, right under King Crimson. I cannot get enough of this band. This band is incredible. So good. If you ever see this album, even if you do not like hard rock, buy it. Because it goes for a pretty penny on eBay, these albums. Any Budgie album. Especially the first four albums by Budgie go for quite a bit of money. And here's another one. This is their second album. That was their self-titled first album. And this is Squawk. Not as good as the first one, but still absolutely excellent. I cannot recommend this band enough. They should be just as famous as Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. In my opinion, not trying to offend anyone, they are way better than Led Zeppelin. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. So Budgie. That's them. This is the last album I'm going to recommend. And this album is one of my all-time favorite albums of all time. I've listened to this album 300 times, it seems, and it's pretty new to me. I absolutely am in love with this album. It's Birth Control, Operation. This is a repressing. I am dying and itching to get an original German pressing. And I'm about to buy one online for quite a bit of money, just because I want it so bad. It's a German krautrock band, and if you don't really know what krautrock is, I'm guessing most of you probably know what that is, but krautrock, this is the way I describe krautrock. If you listen to the Black Keys and stuff along the lines of the Black Keys, you would like this. This is basically rock nowadays right here. I fully believe that these krautrock bands were ahead of their time. They sound just like the stuff that people listen to today. This, like, the first time I ever put this on, I thought this was new music. And this came out in 1971. It sounds just like the stuff on the radio. Well, not radio, but rock nowadays is the Black Keys and bands like the Black Keys. So definitely check this band out, Birth Control, and all the other krautrock bands. All sound like stuff nowadays. But yeah, that's all my recommendations for right now. So I hope you guys take some of my recommendations. So see you guys later.